So yeah, after I was in pain for 2 weeks in this, repeatedly taking tablets, having to sit up, right, and to sleep that way. Enough was enough that I asked to go to the doctors, get permission to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor and was expressing the repeated actions to him, that I told him that I was having these pains in a certain area, in the groin and sweating, that right away he said, hold on, and he phoned the hospital and explained to them this is what the guy had, the symptoms. He said he's got to go in the hospital now. And I was like, well, why? You've got to go to the hospital now.
That serious?
It's that serious. And I couldn't understand. I was concerned, but not concerned, thinking, well, come on, what is it? Got to the hospital and said, look, yep, like to sign some forms and we'll operate tomorrow. And I think, operate on what? We'll do some operations tomorrow. We can tell you then. I'm like,
but why are they operating if they can't tell you what they're operating?
This is what I'm saying. I'm thinking, what is that all about? But right now, I can only see the way that was going on. This is important. I need to sign for any waiver, anything. There we go. I didn't even tell anybody. You know what I mean? That's just so, because I'm straight from a rehab to the hospital, and here I am at an operation. Woke up in the morning. I'm not knackered, but I'm just weak.
From the anaesthetic?
Anaesthetic.
Yeah.
It's giving me, I'm at the bed, and then after a little while, especially the doctors come up to me and say, hi, the operation went well. Just to let you know, you've had cancer. What?
Wow.
Yeah, you've had the known Hodgkin's disease, a very fast spreading, takes to your immune system. Apparently,
Jesus.
that if it took it rapidly, there was no way we could fight it. I don't know, what? So I'm thinking, I'm a fit lad. I'm not too long retired, and I'm playing football, still playing long league. But she said, look, this is being known that it's taken to men between the ages of 35 to 40, apparently. Yeah. Didn't know. 35, yeah. Said, all right, so, you know, I mean, what's the remedy? What's the cure? She said, yeah, we do have that. It's chemotherapy. And I went, let's go then. Now, I didn't understand chemotherapy. I just thought it was like penicillin. I'm not going to lie to you.
You take the medicine, you go
take
home.
Take the medicine, go home, innit?
Yeah.
You paracetamol, whatever, you go home.
I suppose if you've not dealt with something like this before, or I have been around it.
No, I've never seen anybody. I've never known anything about this cancer. Never. So it was, I said, yeah, the chemo feedbacks, drawbacks from it. That when you have this, you can lose your hair. I went, lose your hair? And I went, nah, mate, no way. Yeah, and you could become ill very easily because your immune system's
low.
Is low, and it's lower than any kids right now because this chemo, as much as it gets the bad, it kills the good cells. This is what this chemo does. And I thought, you know what, that's cool. Let's go. I'm ready. Trust me, bro. I had the first week because I was having chemo and radiotherapy, both of them. So I'm having it the first week. Then I had it once, twice every 2 weeks or something like that. I was having it, and I was having the drip with the arm. And let me tell you something. When I finished with that chemo, it took about 2 hours. It had to go slowly into your system. I felt like I was 75, 8 years old.
Serious? I
felt like, so I was 35. I remember distinctly. I felt like 75, 80, like I was really old. The catheter was in me. I'm walking around. I mean, it must have been in there for about 3-4 weeks, something like that. And my mum was getting married, but she refused to get married because she wanted to look after me. I said, okay. I went down by her mum's, and that's cool. And then I started to get, I felt stronger. Started to stay by my son's mum. And it's funny, I caught a cold. And the little Carl was snivelling to and so forth, and like, because I remember especially telling me about if you get a cold, you need to come back to the hospital right away. I thought, yeah, all right. But this is the cold, right? Come on, man. You know your mum deals with that. Honey and lemon, little paracetamol.
Normally a cold, you wouldn't think twice about just getting on with things, would you?
So I'm sorting that out. I'm taking this, but you know what? Another 2 weeks has gone by. This is not going. Well, I went to sleep, woke up in the morning. And when I woke up in the morning, I couldn't move my body. I was trying to move my leg, trying to move my arms at the side. All I could move was my neck, literally. I was even paralysed there. And I'm telling my lady, I said, look, babe, I think something's wrong here. She said, what done, Mr. Webb? I said, seriously, I can't move my body. Paul, don't joke. I said, babe, I'm serious. I can't move my body. Now, she had to phone the ambulance. And she phoned the ambulance right away. And they make noise. Could you make him his way down? Are you not fucking hearing? The guy is paralysed. Get down here now. Now, I didn't understand the seriousness of this. Because they got me in that ambulance. And trust me, I'm now going in and out like coma. I just reached the hospital in the nick of time where they was able to give me some innocent.
We're talking literally life or death time.
This is life or death. I was like literally gone until I reached the hospital. And my mum's the only person to curse me. She's the only person that really shouted at me, because no other woman, I'm allowed you to shout at me. But this woman, who's a specialist, I allowed her. She cursed me. How dare you? I told you how friendly this is. It's not about how, why are you stupid enough to? And I had to take it. And I took it for the reason why, because she was a Chelsea supporter.
And she was right.
Yeah, she was right. One time. This was serious. I never knew how serious. But when I tell you, at times when that, and your hair, yeah, my hair did drop out. I've never been bald. I couldn't see myself. I'm still a young lad and being bald. I was like, when that dropped out of my hand, I phoned the barbers immediately, and like nobody was there. And when I took my hat off, he was, Paul, what happened? I had to tell him I've got cancer. He was so shocked. So when he shaved the whole of my hair, it was like, I wouldn't come out of my house for that. No, I couldn't come out of my house. I've never had anything like that. Nah, I was too shocked. And when I say my face was drawn, my body was drawn, and rumours were that I had AIDS. That's what it was. I had AIDS. I didn't tell nobody until I eventually told the two of my colleagues who we played music with. I told them the situation. And they were shocked. I said, man, you need anything? I said, no, I don't want to be people going around me because I'm sick. Then starting to look up. No, I don't need that shit. And that was it. For me, that was really hard. Because it was like the treatment is every other 2 weeks, and the same thing I felt like. I just felt, oh my gosh, man.
And you know what's coming every 2 weeks,
every
right?
2 weeks, man.
You know that's going to be.
Oh, that drains, bruv.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Really did drain. And
I can imagine.
I think what you see that situation there, it wasn't that illness of cancer was taken, what I thought was by the elderly. It now was hitting youngsters, young people. It was coming.
It's always going to be someone else. It's always
youngster.
When it hits you, it's a different feeling.
It was such a shock, man. I just couldn't accept it, and I think, no way. But I had to take this for nearly 6, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. We're talking about, I had 6 at a time. Treatments everywhere. I was like, boy. Pardon me. One time I just went, you know what? I had a son, and young lady that was pregnant for me. She had my daughter already. Now she's got another son. I thought, yeah, this is building up. This is great for me, because I decided, you know what? If she's gonna have my child, I'm gonna marry her, get this over. Settle down. I was working, did every job, getting my life back together. And then phone call from when I was working. Look, Ty's gone in hospital. Ty Junior. I said, what's going on? There's some difficulties. Needs to go in now. So it was kind of a concern where it is. Left the work, so I went straight down. Went to Children's Hospital, Ormond's Hospital. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And went in there, saw the doctor, and the doctor's telling us, look, a little difficulty with his actual good cells, but he's got vents in the chest, and the chest has two vents. One flows out the red, one flows out the oxygen. But he was only left with one tube, should I say. So they was going to operate. I said, yep, but he's going to be needing 24-hour care. We said, no problem, we'll do that. That's what we're prepared to do. With that, coming back to me and the mother and saying, no, we can't operate. What do you mean? It's just 2 weeks. He wouldn't last it. So what are you saying? He'll die in the next 10 days. And to me, I think everything for me that time, what I was doing, I should have been dead. I was taking hard drugs. I was doing some stupidness. I shouldn't be here. So that was the time when I was looking above. I said, don't take him, take me. And I couldn't believe that they could tell me that. Like, you was prepared to operate, and now you're telling me you're not operating. What the fuck's that with me? Ty, and I call it was Ty Paul Jr. And this boy, and I've got other, older boys, but this boy was the spitting image of me. So hearing that, it didn't go down too well. And to be honest with that, I relapsed, went back on drugs again.
Suppose with that news and everything that's happened, the
takes...
escapism, and the only thing your mind was probably thinking was, I need to blot out this reality.
It just hit me home, and for nothing, just counting the days and thinking, they might be wrong, because I had to give him his medicine every 4 hours, so I slept downstairs with him while the mum was in her bed, because just to make no noise and wake him up. And I was giving his medicine every 4 months. You can hear by trying to breathe and cough in his little chest and thing. And it was the day when we went to register him. And we registered him, and he started coughing, and really everybody was turning around. Is the baby all right? Nobody knew. We was getting upset. And we knew it was a time that we need to rush into hospital because something's not right. And when you rush to the hospital now, and the doctor's there, and the doctor's, checking on him, and the doctor just looked at us and just shaked his head. Yeah, and then I had Ty in my arms, and his last air went. I've seen that, when you see something on telly, that you see one person's dying from his last breath, but this was real. His last breath, and yellow come out his mouth, and it was like, boy, I was gone. I was literally gone. I remember that as soon as they took him and coffin, had to be ordered. I was gone. I went looking for smoke. I did. Drug. That in itself was, too much to take, that one. Yeah, fuck that one.
So sorry for your loss, Paul.
Nah, it's so cool because it's see it now. In what it's been in. Remember the funeral? It was this little coffin that I was carrying. It was like, oh my God, happened to be yours.
It's been one of the hardest things for a parent to deal with, for a
Boy,
man to
you
deal
don't
with.
realise that, do you, when you lose a family member?
No.
You always look like, you see, oh, it's auntie such and such. And you say, oh, you're there playing your, you know what I mean? Condolences. But right now, when it's your flesh, yeah, that was hard, man. And I was on a rapido. I was a non-caring. I think, fuck. But you know what?
Suppose you're numb from what's happened and you're struggling to deal and take it all in as well, and the reality of where you're at and your wife and the problems that every family's had to deal with magnify when you've got something like that happening.
Yeah. Ooh. Just, you know what? I went on a wild rampage, but I had the strength to, you know what? I can't do this because I'm not happy really. And this is for my kids, because my kids were strong, they were good. I don't think they knew exactly what was going on with me, to be honest. Some did, but I had to do this for my kids, and I took myself back into rehab, got another rehab outside near Norwich. And yeah, that was they moved down to Hastings, yeah, a place. And don't get me wrong, I think the true me came out in this one. A couple of guys that was in there with the same problem, but going on like they was fucking top man. I said, you don't want to fuck with me. You know, with people eyeballing when we're in a circle and think, yeah, you want some? Come on in, come on in. And you can't do that because any kind of violence you'd be thrown out. This is about my care.
It's about your recovery, not
That's
about
right, about anybody else's.
anything else.
So I had to think about that. Yeah. Once again, counselling, it helped. Look forward to it. I knew the procedure now. I knew what I had to do. Then, that was 2006, 2004 now. Count back 2004, 2003, 4. I got them pains again. Not received, I got those pains again in the groin, and I knew right away, this ain't right. The fucker's come back, I know it. I went, no, please. So obviously I had to go and see the doctor. The nearest doctor was obviously for them, was back in London. That didn't help really, because being in Hastings and
you're away from all the bad elements. You're away from your so-called mates and old habits and whatever else.
That's right. So I don't want to go there, but I have to go there. And went down, and he told me, yeah, it has come back. I took my young daughter's mum along for me to give me support, and I kind of refused.
What, the treatment?
Yeah, they told me you're gonna have to take.
Is that because of how bad the chemo was for you the first time?
Yeah, it gave me last time. I just weren't prepared to take it again. I was prepared to just take my life. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't go for that again. And I'm so glad that she did come, because she gave me a rollicking as well. She told me right off how selfish I'd been. What about your kids? You're not thinking about them. How do you think? Oh, she was right.
Rightly so as well.
Yeah, she was right. She was definitely right. Trust me. That was like, I was dead on. No, I don't give a toss. I was prepared to keep walking on the street until it just took hold of me, and I didn't care where I was too weak and gone. That's what I was prepared to do. She told me I was wrong, right? And yeah, she was right. I've been selfish. So back again, having the chemo, having the radiotherapy again, you know what I mean, and going over this, and things got a bit better. Got me place. Was there, you know what I mean, following the program and so forth. That got to be seen. Chelsea wanted to get back. Oh, pardon me. Ooh. Chelsea got in touch of their Jubilee, yeah, and wanted all the ex-players to come down, and it was nice to be in touch, and I was so excited, waiting for a cab. It didn't come. It was late. By the time I got back down to Chelsea in the cab, the coach that I was supposed to meet had gone. I was a bit upset why they didn't wait, because they knew what was going on. So
especially with your treatment and your
yeah,
recovery.
I think the deal with my sister more or less was the one who was the go between them. She was talking to them, you know what I mean? She had a go with them. So look, he didn't want to do this. I persuaded him, and you know what I mean? The situation, he felt embarrassed because he knows what happened with him and he didn't want you lot to know. But they knew. Everybody knew. I didn't know. They knew. That, you know what I mean? You can wait for him. He's kind of feel low right now. So she told him that, and they apologetic and said, look, if he comes to the hotel, we can put him up for the... It's not about the hotel, you know what I mean? But
It's about being included in the
yeah,
event, something that you've earned the right to be involved in.
That I've left here, and we left here under a cloud. You understand me? As far as I'm concerned,
more than a cloud.
Well,
something like that was to happen nowadays. A player that had been victimised by another person under the influence and then abused to be released from the football club. It is something that I don't think would happen in nowadays.
There you go.
It would be a huge scandal if it did happen.
I just feel, I felt upset. You lot weren't patient enough. You're the one that got me. Why don't you just hold on to it? Get the cab now and let me go. Nah, that no distant. I said, you know what? I'm not returning back here. It's just I don't care. They're doing the same shit as they did last time with me. I thought, nah, I'm not having that. So that persuaded June, and I came back, met up one of the geezers. They wanted me to go on Chelsea TV. That was interesting because I never knew that. You know what I mean? This is where it stepped up. Right now, I've come back to the new Chelsea.
Different wave, a different era.
Way. No shedding. This is all seated. Business. Yeah. I'm seeing what's going on. Restaurant, flats, hotels. In this big, they said, when did this come up? When did they build that? Paul, this is going on for a long time.
Time goes quick.
This has been business, mate. This is sponsors, bruv. This is what? But this took time to adjust. But I was called in to the foundation. Paul, love you. We've been chasing you, your story. We want you to go into schools. And I went like,
wow.
Going to school to do what?
To speak about what had happened.
Yeah, what happened? Where you been? What you doing? What is educate? But bruv, these kids weren't even born when I was playing. What's wrong with you? But they do know about you. And I'm going like, no, me how? So my first gig, I say, was in at, I'll tell you where. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. You're going to have to help me here. It's beginning with P, after Victoria.
Pimlico.
Library.
Yes.
Talking to the kids.
Yes.
My first gig.
Big shout out to Eamon as well and all the Pimlico people watching this.
Pimlico, you know. I even went to Pimlico secondary school there. But this was the first gig I was in the library talking to 8-year-olds. No word of a lie. I started talking, sharing my dream, what I wanted to be, how important education is, racism, bullying. I was getting all this impact in an hour. And these kids were listening. I was like, what the hell? Because I mimicked my mum as well and my sister. That's how they talk. And so they were like, oh my God, that's my mummy. She goes on like that. I said, that's what it is. They love you and they want the best for you. And they was listening to me. And it's just like, wow. This is all good. But it's when one of the kids hit me and said, Mr. Canoville, why would you want to get involved with drugs? I was like, shit. What do you know about drugs? And it kind of hit me, and I'm like, I looked at the teacher, and the teacher said, well, he's opened the door. You can answer. I went, well. You know what I mean? I went, well. And I answered, and I said, look, I would not advise any one of you to get involved. It's something stupid, it's something silly, and it's a risk. It's dangerous. I didn't know nothing about it, and it took control. And I put it as mildly as I could, but frightening as I could to them, no, please stay away from drugs.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to word it in
you have to.
In a good way to an 8-year-old.
You've got to.
You can't just go,
yeah,
do not touch crack.
Don't touch crack. It's about, you know,
you've got to try and explain it in terms that they may understand.
It put in those terms. And it was saying, I was kind of shocked because, well, how did you know that? I had to ask that. Oh, Mr. Canoville already, I'm from Wikipedia. Yeah, who's Wicca? I said, who's Wicca when he's who's Wicca? Oh, it's on the internet. What internet? bruv, let me tell you something. I weren't internet literature at that time, yeah? So you imagine now, how they know about
As
me?
much as they're teaching you something,
Bruv,
you're
they are
teaching them
me.
something, they're teaching you something
They was
as well.
teaching me because I went straight home asking my daughter, hey, what's Wikipedia? Oh, Daddy, come on. No, be serious. Show me what Wikipedia is. And she showed me straight on the laptop, and I couldn't believe I saw all the information about me.
Was it a little bit heartbreaking for yourself to read that
Yeah,
information
it was,
about
because
yourself, being so proud and being such a...
I didn't realise they knew.
I suppose when you're in the public eye,
Bruv,
these things are documented, aren't they?
Well, that was it. And I was like, gosh damn, man. All that time I'm looking, never realised that this information is on Wikipedia about me. Google me. Bam. So there, I was in the class and it got more and more gigs. I was talking to kids and it was all good.
So Chelsea are literally bringing you out to more and more schools, more and more audiences, more and more academies.
It was Chelsea Foundation.
Yeah.
ETF, Education Through Football. And I was enjoying it. And it was me working. It was me loving, actually, what I do. It was something.
You was getting a real buzz and a real passion for it.
Yeah, oh, trust me. Because the kids would really listen to me. And they was listening. It was really something else. I couldn't believe I had their attention. I go into schools and you've got the teacher saying, oh, do you have to leave now? Oh, what do you mean? God, they've never been as quiet as it is. And I've got them from 9 to 3. And I went, babes, then that's what you turn. You should be getting active. You should have their attention. You're the teacher. I went to a few until another TA colleague, well, when I say it's a colleague at the school, she told me, Paul, man, why didn't you become a TA? And I didn't know, what's that initial? What do you mean? A teacher's assistant. Oh, no, I ain't going to college. No, I ain't going to that exams to have that. No, you don't book on it. They look up to you. You have something to tell them. You don't need to go on it. I'm saying, for real? So you can imagine, right? I'm filling out my first CV application for. I've never had to fill in one. I've never had to fill in for football. Football, I just showed you.
That's been your job. You've been you turned up. You see what you can do. You've got the job.
And that's it. They go, it's in. But now I've got to fill a CV, man. You imagine when they say, when you say, oh, yeah, how long was you at school? I left when I was thinking. And what exams did you take? None.
Take no exams.
I wasn't even going to lie. Like, I got English 3. I said, Paul, when they ask that and they come back, no, you can't lie, Paul. Yeah, I told them no. You know what I mean? I went to high school, went this. What's my favourite? I love this, I love that. Reading, swimming, boom. Anyway, it's funny because it was out of three of us. I couldn't believe
who gets a position?
I made a position. I said, damn, I've made an interview. Me! That alone had me more nervous than even going on number 12 on the full pitch.
Serious?
Seriously, I'm nervous because I don't know what I'm going to say. What do they want or need me to say? If that, you know what I mean? So this is doing in school. I've never done this. I'm the person that was a kid that hated school. Here I am now going back to help and assist.
And potentially helping other kids that hate school.
There you go. So 2-2 anyway, yes, you're shortlisted. Come in, Mr. Canoville. Meeting the head and the deputy head. I'm as nervous as hell. I'm asking everything. I've got a little assistant from my colleague who was a teacher. So she's kind of helped me to expect what to answer. And then there was Mr. Canoville. I went, you know what? I'm going to be honest here right now. I'd love to work in the end system. I'm not too sure about what I could do and help, but I do know that I've got 9 kids right at this present time. And with my 19 kids, I tell them how important their education is and what they need to do to get by. If you've got a dream, this is what you need to do. I lack that. I didn't have that. I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to follow that. And we're like the minute to, if we was to give you the job, when would you be able to start? And I was like, I can start right away. You know what I mean? But I was just going at it. She did it. So they called a pupil who went and showed me around the building while she viewed them. I thought, here we go. I don't know. I didn't feel confident. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll just answer what I can. You know what I mean? I'm not a computer, but I can work. I can learn fast. So I returned back to the office, and they both said, "Look, Mr. Canoville, we'd like to give you the position." And I told her straight, "Nah, you winding me up." I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Oh yeah, very serious." I went like, Oh, I'd love to. And you don't know, did the same thing again when I came out of the school, out of the building. I let off one great scream. Get in this. And I did have a tear because it was emotional after going through what you wanted to find something now that I'm enjoying. I'm going to enjoy. Yeah, it was emotional.
It's a new path. It's a new niche. It's a new journey. It's something that to give your brain an occupation, something, a purpose to do every day. It's a fantastic thing.
This was exactly now, thinking about it, I think, God, I'm penny, but I'm dealing with these kids here, Paul. I'm going to help assist these kids. They don't know what they're to expect, but here, what I'm going to give it all. And I think after showing the same thing, I found my mum is like, well, mum, and telling my mum, I've got the job.
What was your mum's reaction this time?
Man, brilliant, Paul.
Really?
I see that you could do that. It's like she wanted that, preferred that than the football.
It's mad, isn't it?
See, now you've got a job.
She sees that
give you a job,
as more of a respectful profession than
I think she did.
What you were doing, kicking a ball up and down.
What she looked at it, you're working in a school, helping them.
Yeah, you must be respectful.
And you now was needing that kind of help and said, but you can give. I thought, you know what? She's on it. She's right.
How much did that mean to you as a mother and a son to finally hear that approval from your mum after sort of 45 years or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, that itself, that mum, I had to repeat. I was talking to myself. No, I lied. I phoned June. Mum just praised me. What? She said, yeah, that's what I meant. I got the job. She said, well done. You're very good. Keep the job. So I was like, is she all right? She told me, because that's what we do. If there's any incident with mum, phone June, and June phones me. But she was chuffed. And I thought, I've done something right for a change, kind of thing, you know? And it felt good, you know, coming into the class. I had to work at which class, age groups I had to work with, year 3, year 4, year 5, and year 6. Worked with them all. But I found my class in year 3. And trust me, it was like, you know, when it feels, and I don't know how you might feel about it, you know, if I returned back to school, but now I'm in charge, you understand me? Yeah. So here, when I say to you, stop running. Sorry, Mr. Canoville, yeah, that's better. I was like, I remember that. They should tell me stop running. But now I'm giving those orders.
Crazy.
What's wrong with you? Mr. Canoville, come to the side here, talk to me. I was like, God, Mr. Canoville got a little power. Not yours. No, mate, I enjoyed it because it wasn't just that. I was learning from them. Obviously,
well, it's gave you your respect back, hasn't it?
Well, there you go. It wasn't even that. Like
for yourself, I mean.
At school, now, things have changed. Things were different. And like the things what I learned, these were all different now. Some of them were different. Some of them still the same that I can help. And the system, I said, wow, they've changed the mathematics. And I think, whoa, what is this then? And one of the kids would tell me, this is how they do it, Mr. Canoville. And I soon caught on. I went, okay. And I went, thank you, T. So when another child who was helping, I could understand to go and teach that person about what it was. And I was like, you know what, this is good because I'm still learning. But 2-2, right? I remember when I said about finding my class, I went, year 3. They said, Paul, we'd like you to work year 3. The teacher, she's from Australia. She's temporary, but, long term. And bro, I was outside the door because the doors, we have it open. And all I could hear was talking. And she had her back. She was writing on the board. They weren't listening at all. So I was listening by the door. She looked at me like that, like, and I went, oh. And I made the entrance of coming in. How dare you? Everybody looked up. Teacher's here trying to teach and help you write the board. And all of you are talking. Hold on. Is that the kind of action that you do when you're at home with your mothers? Is that what you do with your parents? And they looked at me. Is that what you think you're going to get away with? Not in this class. And they're thinking they're looking at me like, who's this? I'm not having this no more. If you think you're going to take my time and Mrs. time, then I'm going to have to take your time. So they couldn't understand that one.
For a second on the job, you've changed already.
Bruv, I've changed.
Full militant mode.
I switched to militant. Bruv, so I'm like this now. And they couldn't understand when I said, I'm going to take your time. Well, as well as TA duty, I had playground duties. Oh yeah, so my class. Oh yeah, free for they come out. So when they was chatting, okay, this is what it is. You're chatting, well, we're teaching, trying to help you. I'm taking a minute off you.
You're going to chat during their break?
Brother, I do not, no chat. I had them against the wall for 1-2 minutes while everybody else was playing. Brother, you know what? That was hurting them. I said, you sit down there and you stand up there.
I
and
can
quiet.
remember them days. That definitely hurts. Definitely hurts.
And I was walking up and down like a chief. Say, look at them. They're playing. Why are they playing? Because their best behaviour is in the class. But you want to take my time and you want to take Mrs. time by talking. So if you're going to talk, this is where you understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, well, 1 minute's gone. And I swear, Lord, brother, let me tell you something. You see when I went back to that classroom? Straight in their books, had their pencils in their hand. If a person started talking automatically, the next person, Mr. Canoville watching, Mr. Canoville watching.
You put a fear of God
Quiet! Brother, they don't want that playground now. No. I bucked it up.
Don't want that playground smoke.
Nope, don't want it. My teacher now was getting through to them. She loved me. Not when I loved me, she just loved that. Oh my God, thank you. You're blessed. Fresh to come in there. They've now. And then after that, it went a joke. Because when I played at the end of the day, I literally had the parents come to me. Now, if there's a problem, you'd have to go for the teacher first, not me. I'm just a TA. But the parents coming up saying, man, I hear so much about you, Mr.
You're running the whole show within a week.
Mine's coming to me, if my child give you any trouble, you let me know. I was like, of course I use that.
He's got his belt on lock.
You know what? You want to talk now? I'm going to tell your father. No, please, sir, don't tell your father. You know what I mean? I had them run into you. So I was loving this, you know what I mean? And there was a situation, I'll never forget this situation, right? Young boy come up to me, Mr. Canoville, I've got a problem at home. Can I talk to you about it? And I said, well, if you got a problem, you're supposed to tell the teacher. No, but I won't tell her nothing. I'll leave it. And I think,
couldn't relate to the teacher.
Can't relate. No. I said, all right, come talk to me. Well, all right. Every time I'm at home, right, and my dad, he always asks me to do some work, some chores. And when I do it, and then he gives me more, and he don't give my sister nothing. So what do you mean not? So hold on, and you're getting upset about that? Yeah, but he does it every time. So when I do it, come back, go and do this. And when I do that, he said, come. I said to him at first, something's missing here. You know when your father asks you to do something, what do you do? He said, I chooks, don't I? Like, if you heard him when I said, well, right away, I know that because that's what I used to do. And my mother said, when you hear the choops, she gives you more work. She gives you more work. So I said to him, let me tell you something. When your dad asks you to do it. Don't say a word. When he asks you again, do it. Don't say a word. Well, 2 weeks went by. He's come up, Mr. Canoville, you were right. Now, he asked my sister. She got to do it. After that, I said, I told you. When you're there chooping like that, that's where he's going to give you more. You did it. You got on with it. You're going to pass it to your sister to do. That was it, bruv. I'm giving advice now. You understand me? Parents are coming to me. Brother, I'm loving the school. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're getting a fulfillment out of it.
Didn't want to leave. I'm not lying to you. You could say after 2005, I was there for 2010. And what it was, I became ill. And so
with the same thing that you'd suffered from before, with the cancer.
Yeah. And what it was, the worst thing is because now I was getting colds. Why am I getting colds? Who's the worst person to give colds?
The kids.
Kids.
Wow.
They come in there, trust me. That's how bad my immune system was, as low as theirs. So when they're coughing, I've got it.
Fluttering up, you're catching something. It's putting you out the game.
Trust me out. So took so many time off that the head said, look, we love you here, Paul, but the kids need you. And we can't afford every time when you're not here getting a substitute. We got to tell you, is it up to you to make a decision? I knew I'm going to fall ill. So I had to give up the position. It was hard. But I think that was the time when I gave up the position and I'm making a decision of having my own foundation, the Paul Canoville Foundation.
Yes.
But don't get me wrong, 2010, I got the word of remission came back again, cancer. And it came back real hard. And they said, Paul, we're going to have to give you a stronger dose for this chemo. Trust me, it's going to take its toll on you. And we're talking about a stronger dose where if you came and visit me, you had to be covered from head to toe. The only thing I could see in you
the radiation.
From only thing I could see
from you to your family, or
it wasn't that you just couldn't come in there and breathe a germ. I couldn't pick
because
up
of the infection. Right. Excuse me.
That's all I could see was your eyes. You was covered literally, and I had to stay in the hospital. I couldn't leave. I had to literally stay. I had my own room. I was phoning my cousin from America. I was watching DVD. I was doing units on the bike. That's my room. But I was looking out the window and seeing people walking in and walking out. It's coming near to Christmas, and I don't like hospitals, bruv. I'm the worst person to like hospitals. And it took a whole month, and I just went, nah, I don't care. I'll sign anything. I'm not having this. What do you mean, Mr. Canoville? It's very dangerous. No, I don't care. I'm going home. Bring the paper. I'll sign it. Then, it's not down to you. It's down to me. I couldn't take it, bruv. So they had to arrange for a nurse to come round twice a day to give me my jabs in my stomach. Yeah, in my stomach. And that was it. And but I think after that, recouping and getting by that made the decision, as I said, I want my own foundation. I want to now assist these kids. They need it. So it was finding the colleagues that understood where my
where the vision was going, and what the journey entailed, the hard work it would take to get it.
Trust me, I've
from insertion to
and made that
working
decision, or not even decision of going into schools now. I have something that I could give, motivating, inspiration, a mentor. You know what? Hear what, Paul? I know these kids can do. They need something, and I've got it. So with that, colleagues, we started up the foundation. I was getting all the PFA was backing me all the way. It's a shame at that time. Chelsea, I don't know if they could, but they didn't show me that support I needed at the time. It's gone from where it was 2010. At that time, you got to understand, 2009, I had my autobiography out, and that won Best Sports Book of the Year. So
Black and Blue
would be right. It kind of opened a lot of doors, and it really did. I was traveling Helsinki, what am I doing there? Helsinki, bro. Germany, America. I was going all over the place. I went India, bro. It was an amazing journey.
For people watching this, are copies of Black and Blue still available to buy?
They are, from Headline. You can go Amazon and get them. And let me tell you something. It's not just about football. If you think, it's a football book, it's not. And that's the concern I think everybody thought it was. It's about concern. It's about me growing up, yes, playing football, what I went through. And trust me, I'm just going by what people have told me. Canner's a tremendous read. I had people finding me out at 2 a.m. who was in the bath reading the book. They got to the paragraph and thought, I'll put it down now, but they couldn't. They wanted to know what was going to happen. I had to, tell them get out, get a bath and go in your room, get some sleep. I've not even read my own book because I know what it is. But I do know when Sky done a documentary.
Powerful documentary, I've got to say, Canners. I think, to be honest, it was one of the most powerfulest things you will watch on racism in football and an era in football.
There's two of them. So the one that you saw Out of Your Skin, you might saw that one with Ian Wright, but the one we saw before was talk about powerful. put it like this. When we finish, and it made me go back to all my roots, growing up, Southall, the lot. And you know, when you put it together, and I did understand when they edit it together, which obviously you're going to be editing this, when they edit it together, it's like put it together, the story really came out to me, and I ain't going to lie to you. We had the private screen, and I called some mates on me, all them friends of mine's, Trevor Nelson, Dewberry, all those boys that played the part.
Yeah.
I called them out. And here he was, second row, bam, film start. I'm going like, yeah, popcorn business. Here we go. Come on, watch this. And let me tell you something, bruv. I was sitting in this chair like I was sitting in now, but every time I sat in it, I was thinking, because I was saying, I went through that. But I did that.
Did it make it more real when you watched it back, as if you was watching someone else's journey rather than your own?
Remember, that is what I was doing. That was me. Yeah. Why didn't I say nothing then? Yeah. So I remember the screening. It was it was down in the West End, right? It's a hotel that had its own private screening. It was really nice. And
would it be the Genesis, maybe? It
was a hotel. You know,
the hotel. Sorry, excuse me.
But you know where the road where they got the famous toy shop. If you know, on
Shaftesbury Avenue.
Yes, it's off there. The hotel was there. Nice little small, but it had a nice cinema in there. It was really nice. Don't get lie to you. It was nice screening. The boys had arranged.
Hamley's the toy shop.
That's it.
Took me a little while.
Right there. Trust me, it was across the road from me. I couldn't miss it. So once in the film, I was like, as I said, sinking in the chair, and then, boy, hit me. My tears started coming down, and I'm like this. Backing up, but I didn't want nobody to see these tears. So I didn't want to be wiping my face, and I kind of lifted up my arm like I'm, you know what I mean, top of my head, and I wiped the side of the face.
Bearing in mind you're sitting front row, so everyone behind you's clocking.
Like, boom, I didn't want that. And bruv, I was emotional. That obviously when the film finished, you've got to say a speech, you know what I mean? And I said, look, man, I didn't think this film would take me like that. It has. And my voice went, oh my gosh. I was moved, so moved. I was like, my gosh, Paul. And the guys, what they've done, it was a tremendous job. I'm not going to lie to you if you ain't seen them. I know people didn't have Sky at the time, but it was only shown in Sky. But you know what? I said it now. I did have a copy, and I was invited into Australia. So to do some Q&As there. I thought, you know what? Let me show them DVD, the film. And because they never got to see it down in Australia. So I said, look, here you go. This is a screen of my documentary. Watch that, and then I'll come in after and I'll talk. Yeah, take a break then, you know what I mean? Well, one of the things though, I can't sit down and watch it. I get too emotional. So I never watched it. Never. I just went came. Anyway, give them time to 45 minutes and so forth. I had big men. No, and it's not whether I had big men coming out and apologising to me with tears in their eyes.
I suppose this must be very poignant when you watch something so powerful and then you hear the person the whole thing is actually filmed on and based on speak immediately afterward.
Yeah.
It must be quite a powerful thing.
They came out and I was like, what's wrong? I'm thinking it wasn't just me, bruv. They came out with tears in their eyes thinking, Paul, I'm so sorry. Paul, that moved me so much. I didn't realise what you was going through. I said, yeah, man. You know what I mean? That was it. I mean, like, boy, you know what I mean? To have that break, have a little drink, and then I come in and I started to talk and take their questions of it.
Yeah.
It was a great thing for me. But they just had to see it. And that showed them exactly, without me explaining like I'm explaining now, what I went through.
That was such a fantastic piece, film, documentary. I just want to say the only comparison between their edit and my sort of video is that you're in it.
Yeah.
That would be the only comparison. Thank you very much.
Trust me. And both where Out of the Skins was a great documentary.
Great documentary.
Ian Wright. And I mean, who did I meet? It's funny. It's a Blacklist Awards that we go to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the young runner, I think she's the heptathlete. A couple of years back, Tessa. Is it something like that? Do you know? Somebody like that.
I'm not too up on the
I wasn't
sort
definitely, but I knew who she was, and I saw her.
triathlete.
And I met her, and she said hi, and I was introducing myself. Hi, can I have a picture of you? Just to introduce her. My name's Paul Canoville. Oh my God, it was me and Ian, because it came out a third time. It was Ian that was presenting it the first time. I just wish to say, what a powerful story. Sorry. And she was like, so Ian, me, because the rest of them, they said, but Paul, what you went through. And I said, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? That even made me taking the pic with you even more better. So, you know what I mean? It was like, trust me, man. I just said, yeah, it's a documentary that, you know what I mean? It's funny, just not too long, a couple of months ago, they played it again. You know what I mean? So I was like, I saw it on the Twitter, somebody said on WhatsApp on Twitter, Paul Canoville's Out of Your Skin's on. I went, yeah? I didn't even know myself.
Yeah, that's,
you know
that's where I watched it recently.
So that was it, you know what I mean? It's from there, things like that had to make me reflect. I know where I am now. Where I'm going to end up is what I believe in what I'm doing, and it's with these kids.
And that's with the Paul Canoville Foundation.
The foundation, right now, I'm concerned about the epidemic of these knife crimes with in our own youngsters, with our own youngsters. It's unbelievable. I even heard it yesterday. Another three have been, you know what I mean, lives have been taken.
We know London gets the brunt of this, but do you think it's a nationwide epidemic, this
Definitely
knife crime
nationwide.
thing?
This was before it came and hit England. You know what I mean itself. This was going on before. And I'm going to say it's out over the waters. It's going a long time. But it's here now. We've got to deal with here ourselves. As youngsters, I remember the time when we used to have youth clubs. Yeah?
Yep. We had youth clubs growing up in my generation as well.
Our mum knew where you went. You could ask, Mum, can I go to the youth club?
Also,
she knew.
Also want to point out, sometimes you were taking your own life in your own hands going to these youth clubs.
Well,
because they weren't always the safest environments, let's be honest.
But you had to say, Mum, I think that you were safe because you knew the staff members.
Staff members were key to the youth club.
Yeah, they got to know you.
They had your back.
They knew about you. Simple as, right? That's for the safety barrier. Yeah. Now, if you come in there as a bad man, there was a risk for yourself. I couldn't see that. I know that I was good, once again, at football. They had that there. They had the brownies. They had the girls that did, you know what I mean? You had something to do outside of school.
There was investment. There was opportunities for them to socialise as groups in so-called safe spaces.
Had that.
Yes.
So when now I've been growing up and then as a project manager in a youth club, and to now see that all these youth clubs have been taken away and shut down. The kids are coming out of school 3:30. The clubs then that was open were now closing at 4:30.
They've been replaced, a lot of them, with after-school clubs run individually by the schools. But
that's after school.
That's not bearing in mind. A lot of people's friends, they don't go to the same school as teenagers.
Right, so therefore strangers and so forth, getting to know a friend, you know, you've been amongst your own friend. Who's that? But no, you haven't got a youth club to go to now.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do? You start walking on the street. Now, when police are driving now, see a bunch of kids walking the street, they think they're up to something. And it's not a case they're always up to something.
Sometimes just haven't got nowhere to hang, have they?
That's it. You've got nowhere to go now. So now you've taken something away. Your government, you've done that. You've got to look at it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming, you can't blame parents, but you can't blame all the parents sometimes. They want to know, they're still working. They'd like to know that their kids are safe.
With the cost of living in London,
you've got to
for working parents, for especially for families on the breadline, you can't afford not to work.
Same thing for my mum. She knows. Look, we're talking about shifts back in the day from 7 to 7. My mum. Don't get me wrong. I had to say that we was living pretty large because she worked at a Walls factory. Yeah. Walls meant bacon.
Yeah. That meant sausages.
Bam! We was like real up there in the top. Where I felt
in comparison to some of the other people living around you. Yes.
Yeah, and my mum done that for many years. So when I tell you now, we got a youth club to go to. She knows where we was. That safety line, that barrier. Today's, I'm sorry, they've been taken away. And we got to look at this. And I'm not a politician. I'm not. But we're talking about Brexit. We're talking about this. But we ain't looking after the youth. And this is the problem, what we've got to look at. We've got to depend and see how can we succeed in getting this sorted. Because there's only a certain amount that people can do. Yes, my thing, racism. I'm an advocate of it. Right now, it's not a football thing. It's a society thing. Yeah? We've been having this from the day my parents came over and the Racist National Front come up. They're still going. You can't come to a football ground, start shouting out racism and then telling me, I'm not really racist.
This brings me to my next point. Having lived through a well-documented, high-profile case of racism for a 3-year basis within the game that we all love, you're in a position to maybe give advice or maybe to give an opinion that other people may not be able to give through the insight that you've experienced. How do we eradicate racism in football, in your opinion, now?
A difficult one, but I think it's enough about the talk now. Because the hierarchy, when I say the people up top there, the FA, PFA involved, they got their decisions and therefore they do listen out to ex-players and the present players. We now need to get them all together now, yeah? Stamp this right out. We're now getting involvement with the fans. And I'm going to really talk about what's happening at Chelsea.
Because that's where you're involved at Chelsea. Involved.
Yeah. And our fans have to step up. They're getting involved now. You're seeing that person who's there literally abusing and shouting abuse. That person needs to be, caution. That person needs to be ejected out
of the stadium.
Steward. I know it can be frightening. Call the steward, seat number, get him out. Because if you ain't going to do that, and that's many people that do know who these fans are, they know who these ignorant people are. This is your club. If that's not the case, then let's step it up. If you're not going to say something, if people are coming up to grounds and being racially abused, here what? Deduct.
Points deductions for the individual clubs.
Deduction.
Wow.
Let me show you how important that is, because we saw was it a couple of few when they deducted Leicester? And look how much them points, they went.
Yeah. We've seen most teams that get a 10-point deduction.
Trust me, they did
for financial irregularities. They end up going down
because obviously it wasn't about racism. It was obviously something else. But those points deductions mean a lot.
Could you imagine the backlash that these individual fans would have if a so-called well-supported club or a club with a hardcore fan base were to suffer relegation?
Yes,
because of a 3-point deduction.
Real fans, who would they really take out?
I think they would take it out on the racists.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, listen, I'm not an expert in this field.
I don't say that that's what we want to deal with. But right now, if you're going to take it upon yourself as a club, as a fan, a real fan, I love my club. And I've seen the passion of these fans now. This is now your club. But if you don't want points taken off, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to help.
So are you asking for the clubs effectively and the fans to police themselves?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
They have to help. It's not the club can take it all themselves, but don't get me wrong. The club could have done more beyond this. And for me, I believe about the same thing. If you really don't want to avoid walking off the pitch, that's what's going to happen. With kick it out and show race and red card, it's a very difficult position. And when I say that, don't get me wrong, you got to understand this. When I was playing, we didn't have any organisations at all. And anything for me to go and explain or express how I feel, I was glad when I heard that they came about. Don't get me wrong. But they've not been given the strength. Yes, individuals can make that complaint, say, quietly. Because most of us, I'm telling you, have received. I'm telling you, most of these players...
Serious?
Oh, yes, man. There's a lot of situations at clubs where most of these players receive racism, but won't report it for fear that they will get in trouble.
Fear of being ostracised.
That's the one, from the club itself. So when you go, yes, this is the reason why I kick it out and so forth, that they can go to them and they can
be a spokesman for the player.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, still not given the strength to say, well, is there a punishment that should be taken? Or should that individual or the club, be fined? this is when up to damn the FA, up to UEFA, up to Premiership. Now, with all this money that's fluctuated and come into
from TV rights.
Yes, Sky, BBC, yeah. I think that they should be doing a lot more. Don't get me wrong, they're saying about they've got cameras around stadiums and so forth, but you ain't picking up nothing. People are going by voice activated, like you think he said da-da-da. That can't work, as far as I'm concerned. If that's the case, why can't you put mics around? Same way you put mics.
Interesting
you can hear
point.
the crowd.
It's an interesting point.
I'm telling you, but if that's the case, it ain't going to go like that. Then my debate, it's not even debate, ideal is to deduct points. I'm telling you now, it's got to be so serious.
Do you think if there was a points deduction penalty for teams or fans that have caused racism for the teams, sorry, not for the fans, do you think it would? Do you think it would dramatically decrease racist incidents?
I think it will. I think it will, because as we said, we was discussing earlier. I think the real fans, you don't want knowing that you losing 3 points could be a tight league where this would help. It would either enhance,
could be critical. It could be critical to some people's seasons.
Trust me, clubs, by losing those 3 points coming at the end of the season, looking why? Because and looking at it, why did we?
What other measures do you think could be implemented to help reduce the amount of racial incidents across the country of football?
I think we've gone over all that. I can't see anything else other than
the microphones
or walking off the pitch. And if you're seeing that often, then there ain't going to be no game.
What do you think stopping players or a player from taking that hardline approach?
Because you don't want to see that those individual ignorant people are winning. I don't care. I don't care what you're saying about it.
Interesting.
They're not winning. If you come off the pitch, the one winning is who's losing is your fans.
Football's losing.
The real fans are losing. And the club.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to be losing. So now you need to step up. You're the club that come out, your real fans to come see your team play, yeah? You love your team. You want to see them play, finish the game. And hold on. Oh, there they go. They're shouting abuse. Oh, here we go. What's going to happen now? Referee's discussing. Oh, no. They're not going to stop the game. Bam. What are they going to think?
Comes to the same thing. Fans policing it for themselves. They're not going to have it. They're not going to have it.
I'm telling you. Right now, we've got to step up a line. This is far too long. It's 30 to 40 years since I've been playing. Cyril Regis, rest his soul. Oh, man. Laurie Cunningham, rest his soul. Brendan Batson is still there. And those guys received it long way before I come on the scene. And it's still here? Nah. That's the other thing I'm major on that. I'm sorry. It means a lot. We've got to change it.
I want to ask you another question before we sort of bring this to a closure. Why are there so few black managers in the league, in the Premier League and in league football, in your opinion?
Big discussion. And I'm in discussion with that, so I can't really discuss it. And it's upsetting that we're not being given the chance. And I say that we're not being given a chance. And they say they're being equal with, I think they was going to implement the Rooney Rule here if you know about the Rooney Rule that was happening in America, what they gave African Americans opportunity to go for the positions of head coach and so forth. They gave them that.
Should it not be on merit who's better for the job rather than what skin tone or what demographic needs to be ticked for a box?
You'd think that would. It's not the case here.
You believe it's institutionally holding people back?
Yeah, I say it's clubs looking at individual, whether that individual is ideal or does his face fit. I'm sorry to say it.
Interesting.
But that's what it looks like. You know what I mean? And this is where we're going about, where I say putting money, then buying assistant or manager from abroad and coming in to play in the English league. When a player who's played in the English league, who's an English player, for how many years, you ain't giving him a chance, who's gone for his total coaching badges, you're not giving them a chance. Whose face fits?
Also, do you think it's harder for black managers if they fall out of favour from having a job to then get another job?
It shouldn't be.
We see other managers seem to go from club to club.
That's what I'm saying there. It shouldn't be, but you've seen it. You know what I mean?
That's a legitimate question.
We've had certain players. There's Sol Campbell. He's done well.
Darren Moore.
Brother, look, we had Chris Hughton. Man, come on, man. Where did he go? And look what he done.
Done a great job at Brighton.
Something's wrong with the system. And it's, yeah, you just said it. If the face fits, yeah. And it's wrong. So, it's where I am at the moment.
Interesting.
There's a lot to still discuss in football, and I'm glad to be a part of it, don't get me wrong. But where I am now, it's my foundation, the Paul Canoville Foundation. And that is growing from strength to strength. I'm looking forward to helping the assistant academy boys, Danny Cobham. So looking forward to that. And other mental health issues, I've had that problem, so I'm looking to help that in its stage. And still, yeah, if we're involved at the club, and if I've asked, by all means, I'd help in any way I can, because I do love Chelsea, no matter how much.
Just want to say as well, what fantastic work your Chelsea Foundation do. I've seen them at many community events. I know a lot of the local sides from around here are always invited to come and play the teams at Chelsea, whether it be the academy or the foundation sides.
What I mean? They do a lot.
Keep up the good work. We like that.
As far as I'm doing, it's one of the best academies in our world. It really is.
Without question.
Players
Without question.
that are coming from all over the world. Yeah, play there. So keep looking out and keep listening up to my story.
Paul Canoville, thank you very much for sharing your story. It's great to get you on Full Court Football 24. And we look forward to seeing further developments from the Paul Canoville Foundation from here on in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, James. It's all good.
Top man.
Boom.